What's SGA? Does student government actually do anything useful? These are questions I come across fairly frequently when talking to other students, and questions I honestly had myself about a year ago before joining the Communications Committee of Student Government. So as Vice President of Communications, my primary goal would be to get students familiar with what we're doing in student government and just make a comfortable atmosphere for communication in general, so that students can stop me and be like, hey, so I have this question on this, or I have this comment on that, and then I can talk back and be like, oh yeah, I know that, or wait, I'll check up on that and get back to you. And I don't know, so firstly, the personal conversation and even email can really help, but it's hard to reach everyone in that manner. So another big push I would make is the website. I actually put a lot of time over spring break trying to create a new website, so we don't have to bother with a developer and all of that, and just do it right and have it under our own control. So the main things that I would put in this website, well, firstly, just publish a list of the projects we're working on with updates when we talk to a different administrator or just make progress or any of that jazz. And then create a thoughts section where anyone can just submit a rant or a thought or an idea or a question, and I would personally try to reply to all of these thoughts with a full response, and then that would open up just communication. So that could be a very personal way to communicate. And then, of complementing that, I would add a discussion section where you could go back and forth with other students and members of SGA, faculty, administrator, anyone would be welcome. I would take on the role of moderating this to make sure there aren't a bunch of duplicate posts, to make sure there aren't ridiculous comments and this kind of thing, just to make sure it's appropriate, and to add my own input because I actually have a lot of opinions on things. So another thing we can do with websites is actually add a student government channel to my IIT, so that when exec elections pop up, there's a box on your My IIT and it says exec elections, and even if that means nothing to you, now there's a box in front of you and you're curious and you click on a link and you discover student government exists, and wow, great. And so now you can be an educated voter. And YouTube, I think, could also be very useful for us. I'm thinking like brief, ideally humorous updates about what we're doing, because I just think video is a lot easier to watch. You get to see a face, you hear a voice, you get to see someone trying to, or accidentally making a fool of himself, and you just, I don't know, it's more comfortable, I think. And then along with that, I would suggest each candidate before election has to put up a brief video, so that as students, you can vote with knowledge of, oh, I know that person, I see her in class, and oh, that's her name, and oh, you want to do that, so yeah, I definitely want to vote for you. So I think it would just allow student government to really become more of a presence instead of this body that a lot of people aren't really familiar with or think isn't doing anything. But now you're probably just wondering, so I watched all of this video, now what does this guy want? What does the guy want? I don't know. Well, I hope you figured it out.